Welcome to Bourbon Taste-Offs, playoff brackets of the best whiskeys. Join us in our season-long quest to find our tastiest bourbon. And here are the playoff brackets of the best whiskeys. They include the first quarter. The first 3 months are done in the books. Here is the list of what is advanced. We are currently recording the second quarter. Please listen into the episodes and follow along and join us in this journey. Hello, welcome to Bourbon Taste-Offs. Don't mind Josh humming. This is episode number 24. We're going to taste some Ryes today. We are your hosts. I'm Todd. We've got Josh. We've got Adam. And we've got Becca. So
Ryes. I love Ryes.
Yeah, Ryes are good. They're complex, different, interesting. Usually they're all different. Like you get like some regular bourbons, they're kind of like, oh, this is your flavor pause you're picking. But when you start getting a Ryes, they kind of get a little crazy sometimes.
You either love them or you hate them, I think.
Yeah. Dan's a testament to not liking them. Dan's been missing out of these episodes for a while. He's been working on his deck and stuff. So.
Yeah.
I give the guy a lot of credit, like working on your deck in the middle of summer.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of work.
It is. You need a lot of ice water and a big fan.
Yeah, I would say ice packs and heat on the back and knees.
Ibuprofen.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Bourbon.
And it's
Would
like
have been beneficial, Dan.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're here for you.
it's one of those thankless things that you don't like. Man, you like take off the top and then you're like, oh, there's a lot of rotted wood, and you like.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of those things that I feel like if you watch HGTV and they're like, hey, you never know what you're going to get into when you do a
It's
remodel.
a deck.
Yeah, a deck.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, the fun part is when you find either animals or insects or
Right.
You know, you can beehives.
Yeah.
Hornets' nests.
You always open it up and you go, why did they do it like this?
Yeah.
Like, geez.
Yep.
Well, looking forward to having Dan back.
Yes.
Maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
Or a week. We don't know.
So knowing that he wasn't going to be able to make it, we were like, let's get some Ryes in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I know I enjoy them.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
So we'll have Adam pick. We did promise him in the next episode.
She's not picking it up high enough.
Why did it need to be high?
3.
All right.
Uno versus Trace. So what's your favorite rye you've ever had?
Ooh, I don't want to steal her favorite rye. But like, what would be probably I really do like the Angel's Envy rye rum cast finish. That's one of my favorite. I know it's a finished product, but like it is super, super tasty. We have a bottle of like, was it the Barrel Select, right? At the home we're waiting to open. The Angel's Envy rye.
So,
Oh, that's like a $200 bottle, isn't it?
No, not when you, I don't know. I can't remember.
You might have gotten a hookup to that.
a lot of Angel's Envy port barrel, like bourbon finish, the port finishes.
Which is the rye we have?
We
The
just had
Old
their
Forester
finish
rye you said you got.
Oh, we do. Oh, that one's really,
one's
really
good.
good too. Yeah,
Okay.
we have a barrel strength Old Forester rye that's super.
What year is that?
That was the one from this year, from 2024.
Is it no
What's the
year?
age on it?
No,
Yeah.
they have no like 1910 or anything on there.
No, it's a
It's
separate
listed.
label. It's a green label that
Okay.
just says the rye barrel strength on it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So I think one of my favorites is that Angel's Envy rye.
Yeah.
So that's in my top.
Yeah.
What about you?
That is up there. I mean, obviously we've had it in our episodes and it went pretty far. It's not one of these options. I just recently purchased one that I tried that was a rye, and I'm like, we've got to have an episode with Ryes again because it's in here. It's in here. Shall we get this thing going?
Yeah.
All right.
One.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This has been fun.
Always fun.
It's been a pleasure these last couple episodes with you guys.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a good time.
Last time Becca, you were in an episode with me was when we had that party at Dan's house.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Big, the
And I was
big
like-
That was
party.
in April.
Was it that long ago already?
Yeah, because
So almost 3 months ago.
that was the next day Disney flight, which we've talked about. It was a thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
1 verse 3. 1. It does smell higher proof.
It does. It has
Yeah.
definitely that.
I remember meeting Adam and Becca. I was like, oh, these people know bourbon well. And I was like, Todd, I was like, we got to figure out a way to get them on our
And I made sure after you mentioned that to make sure it happened.
No, we've been every time I've been able to be on. I've been just grateful that you guys have been inviting me. So I appreciate it.
Well, it has nothing to do with me. It's all Todd.
Well,
like I said, we should rename the podcast Todd and Friends.
Todd and Billy.
Oh, jeez. No, we certainly enjoyed having everybody that's here on because you all add such great comments and insight to what you're experiencing with this, and that's invaluable, and I appreciate it.
I think I'm getting a little black licorice, like an anise flavor out of that one a little bit, and like that dark, almost like a pumpernickel kind of like being. I mean, knowing that they're rye, that might be influencing that a little bit, but it's like that, not like a brighter rye. Like you're not looking at a marble or a light rye. You're looking at like a bold in your face kind of.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which ones were in here.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to
That's
know
true.
what's in
That's true.
here.
It's
a
funny.
rye.
We talk about Angel's Envy rye being a rye, but it's not
It's
really.
not,
It's
no.
a fake rye.
Right,
Yeah.
because it's finished.
Yeah, but I think
And
it's
it-
only like 54, 55% rye. Like it's not.
I mean, it is
rye.
good, and we talked about Jefferson Ocean struggling a little bit with their finished product,
Yeah.
and Angel's Envy figuring that out to a
Yeah.
T.
Angel's Envy knows their finishes.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they
Yeah.
finish probably better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this one I would say is definitely not finished,
No.
but tasty. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, and also like higher proof, but we'll see.
One is cozy.
Yeah, I'm moving over to 3.
Campfire.
I've gone back and forth.
Oh, have you already?
One is
Okay.
cozy.
I'm getting like currant and plum off of 3 on the nose.
I get chocolate. Like a cocoa powder. Like a
Like
cocoa.
a baking chocolate.
Yeah.
I see that. I mean, kind of a tough decision.
Yeah.
Once again, we have two selections that are both
It's actually-
enjoyable, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I like the smell of 3 better, and I do have a pick between the two.
Oh, you do already? Okay.
I do. Do you?
It's just funny how you announce that when you're ready. I'm ready. I got one. I've
already-
chosen one.
But he also announces when it's like, I still need more time. I
Yeah.
need more time.
No, I have one circled as well. But I think one thing that we do get with Ryes is that it's an interesting grain, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of different flavors that go into that product when you're using like different strains of rye, different colors of rye, different types of rye. So like it can be a very broad spectrum
Absolutely.
flavor profile.
Yep. Yeah, they have heirloom Ryes.
Yeah.
You know,
And recently they've been starting to do that with corn. You know, you're starting to see more interesting different kinds of corn, coming out. But like it's more recent than anything. So I haven't really had too many different kinds of those.
I think one of my favorite things about rye is putting it over ice, and then just how the flavor changes over time.
Yeah, and it does hold. You know
It
what I mean?
does.
Like it does hold a nice flavor.
Yep.
Like I used to not be a huge fan of Ryes, and then it's just one of those ones where as you like, you kind of understand it better. Like I appreciate it a lot more than I used to.
Yep. Yeah, you're both right. Because it holds. It holds for a while. You know, you can put it in different mixes, different like cocktails on ice for a long time.
Yeah.
It holds its flavor for a long time. It's,
Right.
I prefer them in Manhattans.
Okay.
When people are like, "Oh, you want a Manhattan?" I'm like, "You got a rye."
Right.
Interesting. I'm just not a vermouth fan.
Yeah, I don't even know if I know what a Manhattan is.
It's essentially an old fashioned, but with vermouth.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
See, I like a Boulevardier, which is like a
There you go with your big words again.
but it uses specifically the Antica sweet vermouth.
Again, big words.
yeah.
But keep going.
But it's they're really good.
It
so
also calls for Campari.
Yeah.
So it's a bitter.
yeah, it's a bitter, like dark chocolate, orangey fruit vermouth that goes with the bitters from like everything else, and then with your whiskey on top, it'll pull different flavors. I think for me, it's more of an interesting cocktail, and yeah, so that's why that's my deal. I don't know. Cocktails, that's where I get my basis from.
I love
That's awesome.
cocktails. I think one of the cool things for me, I've never really asked for it, but when I go to like a cocktail bar, I love whiskey and bourbon so much that I sometimes end up with a whiskey sour or a version of
A
that.
good whiskey sour
And like
is so good.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't ask for it at a dive bar, because
Yeah, they won't make it right.
No, I agree. There's a good bar. I should maybe we guys should take this on the road. I have a good bar that I like. There's
Nice.
a bunch of cocktails. That'd be
Nice.
fun to hit up together.
Yeah, usually when we make them at home, we'll do like the egg white, like classic
Yep.
version of it, and like when you float your bitters on top and everything.
Oh, my
and you
gosh.
go through it's a developing drink that changes with every time you're drinking it. Like that's a reason why that cocktail's been around for 100+ years and hasn't changed, because it's solid.
That's awesome. Well, why don't we start with Todd?
Yeah, let's go. I when I had one, I was like, wow, this is really good, because I like Ryes. It seems full flavor, seems a little bit of high proof. And then going to 3, I think 3 might be like a finished product. And again, I'm just throwing things out there when I don't know what I'm talking about. But I really like 3, so I'm going to go for 3.
I right away when I went through everything, once I started tasting back and forth between the two of them, the nose on one had a lot of good like dark bready kind of notes to it, and like had that like anise kind of flavor, which is like a black licorice flavor. But then when I got back again to 3, I just found like the whole package together as that one is what I enjoyed the most right now. So I'm gonna take 3 as well.
I went with 3 as well. Kind of disappoints me that you think it's a finished product. We'll find out if you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I could be
But
wrong.
it's wild to me what a difference my nose and tongue does based off what I think I might be tasting. You know, when I'm in this completely blind, like I know there's 4 Ryes here today. I have no idea what the 4 Ryes are.
Right.
But, you know, when you kind of have a clue, it kind of does change your idea of what you get, what you pull, what you like about the pour.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Easy.
Double blinds they're fun.
Yeah, easy choice for me. I also picked 3. I just thought 1 was a little more muted, a little more mellow. I did like 3. I like the smell, I like the taste.
Yeah.
I think it's on the cusp of potentially being finished, not being finished.
Right.
I could go either way, but I thought it was a pretty strong candidate.
Yeah, no, like it's either like finished or they just have their mash bill dialed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like really everything's right where exactly, like an older distillery where they know what's happening.
And interesting enough, we had said before that sometimes finishing hides imperfections. I don't sense a lot of imperfections in this.
Nope,
So,
I agree.
No.
So I thought 3 was pretty strong.
Yep.
Yeah,
So.
no, I agree.
3 advances?
2 is dark.
2 is dark.
Looks
It
like
is
Coca-Cola. It's so dark.
That is really dark.
Yeah, I mean, for comparison, for the camera, you can almost see the difference between 4 and 2, and 2 is just very dark.
Yep.
2 looks like Coca-Cola, and 4 looks like Miller Lite.
That's right. Let's see if it tastes like Coca-Cola.
On the nose, it's very interesting. I'm actually getting like a coconut, like a baking coconut off of 2, which is actually really nice. It's like a coconut apple kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever smelled anything this before.
It's very pleasant on the nosing.
Oh, that's wild. I do get that now that I'm come back to it.
But it's
Yeah,
pretty
Josh.
potent, too.
Not that
I haven't tried it yet.
sweetened
No, I'm just smelling it. I
coconut,
haven't tasted it yet.
but just dried coconut
I-
flavor,
It's
like shaving.
it's strong.
It's been dried.
It's a strong smell.
Yeah,
It
plus
is.
proof.
Yeah.
But
Plus what?
I don't
You say
smell-
Plus proof. What
I
do
don't
you
smell
mean?
much flavor. I don't,
No?
Over what number?
What do you guys have for flavor?
On the smell, like I said, I have like a coconut, right, where you get like that sweet kind of coconutty kind of smell, and then like apple. So I get like it goes from like a coconut right into like a Granny Smith kind of green apple smell.
Are you getting anything? Like even like ethanol or anything? Because it's pretty
The
strong.
ethanol's high.
It's
The ethanol's high.
Yeah,
I could see a muted coconut.
yeah.
I don't know. Let me try it.
Yeah. That's good too.
You're spot on with that Granny Smith.
Yeah, you'll hear me sometimes. I'll say like a plus ethanol, right, or whatever. Usually that's when I'm feeling like it might be like over 100 proof, right? Like so, like my even point is usually like 100, which is your bottled and bond, like proof. So if I'm like, oh, it's plus minus, that's kind of where I'm going off of. Where I feel like, oh, it might be like 105, 110, 120 or whatever. Like, but it just feels like it's a little bit higher than a standard ethanol. So because she asked, that's what I was. Just saying,
no.
I don't know if that was just a U term.
That's a me term. That's just me talking about whiskey.
Plus proof.
Because I started writing notes down, and it was a lot easier to write notes as plus proof. Or
Is that plus 100 or is it
right?
Plus 90? Do you
Plus-
typically use
Plus
100 as...
Yeah, I
okay,
use like a standard bottled and bond level, like where I think it would
I
be.
kind of look at 100 proof also as like my medium.
Right.
Where it's if it's plus that, it's over. If it's minus...
Right, like
it's under.
Basil Hayden minus 20 right off the bat.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yep.
I like to.
Josh doesn't know what to think.
I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Did you switch to 4?
You can come back to it.
See, I'm getting a lot more appley, less like baking spice. Like no, I'm not getting like any nutmeg, any like bready smells off of 4.
No, this is like a Cortland apple.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. Red apple, like a Macintosh, Cortland, somewhere in there.
You guys need to start being like apple salesmen or something. You guys know your apples. Hey, step right up. I've got some apples here.
That kind of follows through the flavor too.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
actually
it's
pretty good.
Actually, in New Berlin, there's a really cool. It's an apple orchard that actually like saved like 100 and some plus different varieties of apples from like old
Extinction.
extinction essentially. So like it's like a heritage site and everything, and it's really cool because every fall you can go there and they'll be selling those apples that only grow there. Otherwise, they're gone. Like,
Wow.
so it's pretty cool. They're really good though.
And then they're like, yeah, this is a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what is that?
Like yeah, you can't buy them. Like they're never ever gonna be at a store.
It's wild.
Josh is perplexed, I think. He's like...
4 is interesting, right?
Just going back and forth.
So
I think they're both...
Yeah, I thought 4. I liked the taste of 4.
I like it. I love 2. I've already decided on 2.
Well, way to give it away.
Way to give it away, babe.
That's my
Man,
opinion.
Let's start with you.
Yeah, you just come out and just tell us when you
I was
pick
so
it.
scared last episode. I've gotten some liquid courage here. I'm ready to go. 2 is my winner.
You should not feel scared, ever.
There's a flavor in 4 in the finish that I know, but I can't think of the name of. And it reminds me of something that they'd put in like a beer kind of grain, not necessarily a whiskey kind of grain. And I don't know why it is, but it is.
I'm not a beer drinker, so all I
It's-
can think
it's-
of is malts and hops.
No,
and
it's
barley.
it's kind of like I'm getting like a sorghum kind of vibe finish. Like if you ever been in a
Is
field
that
of,
another word?
yeah.
Holy cow, are we like up to 10 in the last 5 minutes?
Sorry.
Sorghum. Okay, we'll go with that.
it's a grain. It's a thing,
Okay.
right? Usually they put it in. It's a gluten-free grain. That's all I'm saying. But it has its own like I've never like eaten it, but like when you're walking through a field of it, it has a smell, and that's kind of what I'm getting from 4. It just it's another type of grain. So like I
Yeah.
could be the only one getting it because it hits something in my memory bank or whatever.
Yeah, this is very difficult for me.
It's very difficult for me, too. I was just going to say that. Like, Adam mentioned that, like, he thinks that 4 doesn't have as much, like, nutmeg flavors and things like that, where I think 2 does. I think 2 has a lot of bread notes. Like,
Right.
it's like...
However, they're both interesting
Yeah,
and they're both good.
they're very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this...
All right, I picked one.
You want to sing again? I like it. I love it.
I want some more of it. I try so hard.
I didn't rise above it. Don't know what it is about this whiskey's love.
Shania, right?
No, that's Tim McGraw.
Oh.
I like it. I
Is
love
it?
I have no idea.
I would trust her. I
Yeah,
have no idea.
I don't know. I've
My-
heard the
Hey,
song.
Google.
That out.
Who sings I like it, I love it, I want some more of it?
Wow.
It didn't know.
Didn't know.
Tim McGraw. Impressive.
All right.
What is Shania? Oh, sometimes I feel like a woman, right?
She's got a bunch.
That's why I know you know that song.
Sometimes I feel like a woman.
Yep.
All right. Did you pick?
Who wants to go first?
Let's give him something to talk about.
Let's give him something to talk about. How about Ryes?
People are gonna be like, "Watch this, man! You guys enjoy hanging out with each other."
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah, you should see us when we're not.
You should see us
drinking.
off camera.
Well, that's kind of being put in some of the blooper footage.
I can go first. I'm actually gonna go with two. The coconutty smell I'm getting on the nose kind of carries through to the flavor profile, and then slightly into the finish. And I like that cohesion between the start to finish. Some of them kind of get broken off a little bit, as well as like that green appley flavor that it does carry between the nose to the initial palate. It disappears on the finish for me, but like just to get those two flavors to kind of make a whole story really hits with me. So I'm take two.
Yeah, it was a very difficult decision. I keep going back and forth because it's like, oh, I like the freshness of 4. You know, it's a little like more refreshing. And then you go to 2 and it's like, oh, it's so warm and just comforting.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, which one do I feel right now? You know, and so I kept going back and forth. But I think I would go to 2 more often than 4. So I would pick 2.
This is a runaway. Not because it was a runaway, but because I also picked 2. And for me, 4 was a little more muted, a little more mellow. And I went back to 2, and I was like, this is a complex, I wouldn't say complex, but a lot of flavors, and they came together pretty well. And this is one of those I think would get better with an ice cube, and I thought it was pretty good right now. I don't think 4 has much after this. Right. So Becca called it
early on too.
But Becca, why was it so? For me, it took me a little bit to get there. Why was 2 such a winner for you?
I don't know.
And an easy pick.
I just liked it that much that I was like, it smells good, tastes good, finish good, like everything about it is enjoyable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then 4 just, 4 was good, but not on all 3 categories.
Right.
Of nose, taste, finish.
Yeah.
Everybody's accurate.
Thanks for leading us there. But yeah, it took Todd and I a second to get there.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah. No need to apologize. I
So
think
way to go.
And
unanimous to 2.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a clap for me.
There is. So we get to see what 2 of them are now.
1 and 4.
So thank you. 1 and 4. So we brought them back, and we'll talk about 1 first because that was the first one we ever tried. So that was this Willet Straight Rye. I got to talk into the microphone here a little bit more. So it's a 4-year, 109 proof. We did say that it had a little bit more proof.
That was good.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah.
You know what's wild? I have not been drinking Ryes in a long time. But I love both of these.
Yeah.
And I have been telling people for years, this was actually my first rye that I tried that I loved.
See,
that even came out before the Angel's Envy one. And then this one I have at home, and it's phenomenal as well.
See, I've been wanting to try to get that one. Like, I've seen it in the stores, and I just haven't been buying it, and I probably will now.
It is good.
That was 1. If you have any more left, you can taste it now. And
It's a Willet.
Yeah, this is the Willet rare release 109.
Have you seen that recently? Because I remember seeing that a lot in the fall.
You can find it.
Now you can. You couldn't for a while.
It's still very...
Well,
Is that Sendex?
It's at Sendex. It was impossible to find for 2 years, 2021.
Yeah.
And then halfway through 22, you could start finding this pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't find their pot still. But
the
they have
pot still's been popping up a lot too.
Now you can.
Like Woodman's,
You can find it.
recently, last year.
But that one's okay. I don't know if you've had their Rowan's
No.
Creek or their Noah Hill.
I love their Noah's.
Their Noah Hill is a very high proof and just phenomenal.
We are going to have a Willet episode eventually.
Good.
The like cinnamon red hot flavor I get from the Nose Mill is like, I love it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Freaking Todd, you pulled out some big
I know, good
gutters.
heavy hitters,
when
dude.
when I wanted this setup, I was like, I'm going to pick out some of my favorite ryes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to figure this out because... And when you see what beat these, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I understand now."
Yeah.
You are like they're fantastic.
I mean, but like both of
This
these
is a
are
12-year?
it's a
12-year wine
rye.
cast finish.
This is freaking awesome.
Josh, go
Awesome.
ahead and talk about it. That's
Did anybody?
I don't know much about it,
well,
but
you can pick it up and read it.
I mean, this is.
Did anybody get a rum cast finish off of this when they tasted it?
that was 4, right?
Isn't that what we said?
I did not.
No.
I thought it was a little muted.
No.
I didn't. However, because of the rye, it's already very interesting.
Yeah.
But I think part of this was what it was paired against. I
sure.
think because of what it was paired against was so strong, like not strong, but had so much
Full
character,
flavor.
Yeah.
full flavor.
Full flavor.
So yeah, Whistle Pig 12.
What's the proof?
So 40. I can't.
Way on the
86
side
proof.
there.
86 proof. It's the actual numbers are so
So
small.
for
It's
such a low proof,
Canadian
it hit
rye whiskey.
hard, and from Canada too.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Sorry, Canada.
63% Madeira casks. I don't know what that means. 30% Sauternes casks. So, hey,
Those
dictionary
are
over
some
here. What does that
words.
mean?
Yeah.
It's just Canadian wines.
Oh, okay.
I think, the wine.
And then
yeah.
7% port. So,
You know port, right? I don't know.
because Whistle Pig's out of Vermont. I know that much. So they must have just used Canadian.
it's
Yeah.
close.
Wine casks?
It's close.
Yeah.
It's amazing how close to the Midwest Canada is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I do have a joke for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how Canada got its name? Mm-mm. They drew letters out of a hat. C, eh? N, eh? D, eh?
Not to alienate any of our Canadian
Of course not.
audience.
No, but they should be proud that we know how they got their name.
That's fair.
I freaking love
You know
it.
their history.
Right.
I'm reminded of an old South Park episode, but we won't.
I was gonna say my brain went directly to the faces,
So
the bouncing mouths.
we won't refer to that. Digressing.
Yeah, so
Yeah, this is straight up a product of Canada. When
I'm-
Whistle Pig.
Fabulous.
I did not know that.
This is a treat
Yeah.
for me.
Yes.
Yep.
And I have abstained from buying. Abstain means to not purchase. See,
know.
I
You were
actually
wondering.
I actually explained the big words that I use.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
I will start.
But I've abstained from purchasing Whistle Pig because the price point's gotten too high for me. So it's about
yeah.
initially it was
Which
like
is
110 and it's like 140,
unfortunate.
150 now.
Yeah.
Where is Whistle Pig's distillery? It doesn't really
I
say.
just told
I
you
think it's
they're out of
Vermont.
Vermont.
Yeah, but I mean, Vermont's a state, not a city.
True.
Okay, I forgot.
I don't know, but isn't Vermont like one of the smallest states? So just
Yeah, it's
Pick
just
something
a
and draw a
little
circle
dot in
around it.
there,
Fair,
right by
I
Rhode
guess.
Island.
I would. Hey, how many Vermont cities can you name off?
0.
Okay, I think we'll be all right with
Except for
Vermont.
Montpelier. That's about it.
Montpelier.
Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, like if you think about the Boss Hog, that's 300 plus now, right?
Shoreham,
And that's
Vermont.
an 18 year.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
No,
Yeah.
that's a good
I-
point.
Oh, is that why
I've-
Whistle Pig?
I've been with it.
Is that why it's Whistle Pig? Short ham?
Oh, Shoreham? No, Shoreham.
Oh, short ham. My bad. Okay, I was just trying to figure
Actually,
out how to
that-
figure.
There, yeah, it's ham. That's Shore Ham. So maybe Whistle Pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's a local Vermontish thing for that
Yeah.
city.
Because it's called Shoreham, they're like, we're gonna name
Maybe
our.
maybe shore means
Whistle.
whistle, and ham is obviously delicious pig.
Pig.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. And then Willet. It's solid standby.
Exactly. So we're gonna find out what actually beat those two. Solid stand.
It's fucking Kentucky. I
I
don't
just
know.
want to know why ground pork isn't called groundhog.
Fair.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's a mental twister.
It is. It is. That's my wife. Always keeping you moving and guessing.
I'm like reminded of a riddle that a bunch of us had like around a campfire the
Yeah.
other day. You had a riddle in like one of our first episodes, and it took us a while to get there, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably why we don't do them anymore.
No, we don't.
We're not smart enough for riddles.
And then I rewatched the episode, and I showed myself interrupting Dan. He was like in the middle of a comment, and it was taking too long apparently to me. So I was like jumped right in. So yeah, I can do that stuff.
Excuse me, sir.
Right.
Let's move along.
So
I got a joke for you.
2 verse 3.
Yeah. So
Still impressed by.
yeah, I'm gonna
the
go back to
losers.
Yeah,
3.
both of these are super solid though.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
we did 3. Yeah, we had 3 first, then 2.
Three's tasty too.
Mm-hmm.
In all reality, all 4 are good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we talked about the ones that didn't advance, and we were like, they were still treats.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You bring like a premium spirit to like a tasting, and you put it against other premium spirits. You understand why they are better, more premium spirit.
Yes.
Compared to like, oh, here's a bunch of random ass whiskey I found at a gas station in Iowa. Like it's a big difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are different.
They are.
I really like the nose on 3 better than 2, but I think the flavor on 2 is better than 3.
I think 2 is more unique.
Yeah. I like interesting.
And you would think something unique would like wear on you.
I mean, if you own a Ferrari, right, you're not going to complain about your Ferrari because it's unique.
Right. Correct.
Right? So
Correct.
like,
and it doesn't wear on you though.
no, because
Like you
still
sometimes like something unique is
Yeah.
like, oh, it's unique for a little while. Like you mentioned early on in an episode where it's like you had this bourbon with beer, like this beer aged bourbon or whatever, and it's like it was unique at first, and then it wears on you.
Yeah.
Where this is like it's not wearing on you. It's really
No,
it stays pleasant.
It does. It seems to kind of evolve every time you're trying it, and it's making it very difficult for these decisions.
Yeah, I can see this actually being like if it's a rye that is like kind of venturing forward into a space that has not been ventured into yet. Like this could be the forerunner of that space, and others will come follow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
From a cocktail standpoint, I think both of these would be ridiculous in a cocktail, but I'd hate to put them in a cocktail.
Right.
That's how I'd feel.
I think all 4 of these would be not ideal to put in a cocktail.
No, but I think they'd make wonderful cocktails.
I'm like after this episode's done, I'm putting this in ice.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try this thing because I guarantee it's gonna be just butter.
Right. But like I said, like me and her do cocktails all the time, and that's kind of how we look at a lot of stuff. And like the base spirit in a cocktail really affects the flavor profile of that cocktail. So if you're using a premium spirit inside of something with big certain flavor, it changes that drink so much.
Absolutely.
So like putting a premium spirit in a cocktail shouldn't be something you should be scared of, as long as you're doing it at home and not paying bar prices for it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I have one picked. I just want to let you know.
I do too.
Because you were waiting over there for me to pick one.
So proud of you.
I'm good to go.
This is a really
It's tight.
It's really tight.
It's
and
really close.
I struggle. I almost feel like 2 is a double rye.
Ooh. Interesting.
I don't know if that's...
What do you mean by double rye?
It's... I have a couple bottles of them. I don't know if I've ever tasted them, but to me it's like... It's 3, but on steroids. It's 3, but even stronger.
Okay.
So like double oak would be aging it twice in oak.
Right.
Are you saying it?
I don't know what the actual technical definition of a
Okay.
double rye is, but it's definitely
It
more.
sounds bougie.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking.
Right.
No, I don't know. It's just kind of
Rye.
interesting. So I
Escalated.
Rye
I think
plus.
for me, I went less on what it would be with ice and more on what it is right now, and
Yeah.
that's where I chose 3.
Okay. I went through all my stuff and went through. I really like the nose on 3. The initial taste on 2 is super tasty, but I think 3 pulls through on the finish longer, and I went with 3.
This might be a tie.
I know.
I know what Todd wants.
Ooh.
I don't even know if I want what I want yet. Like these are both so freaking good.
Like I
choose-
said, I'd love to have one of these in a Manhattan.
2.5.
Not an option.
Drum roll, please. 2.5.
I've honestly
Is it
been
2.45 or
back and
2.55?
forth ever since we started talking about these because they're both so enjoyable.
You have to pick one.
I know, but I'm like,
will.
that's really good. If you look, both my glasses are empty, so I can't even go back to one to decide.
That's what ended up happening with me.
That
I ran
much.
out and I just
I
forced
I
myself.
started taking
Likes
smaller
them
and smaller
both.
sips.
I like them both so much for different
Do you want me to
reasons.
go then? I mean, you'll still get a voice.
I'm going to go with 2.
2?
Oh boy.
No.
What'd you go with?
Good boy.
Which one has less?
Since you know,
3 has I don't know.
3 has less.
Going with 3.
3?
Is that
That's how
the
close it
litmus?
was?
You are the tiebreaker.
Is that the litmus? That's how difficult it was?
That's how difficult it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They're both super tasty.
Very
They're
good.
so good.
Very good.
I was forced to choose.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm okay
That's
with
why I
either one
chose.
winning.
I went back and forth a million times on mine too, and then like I just had to pick one that I
Yeah.
was like, I gotta pick something that.
Yeah, and it's not like I can't drink this.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It's delicious.
We've had times where it's been like, oh, this is very obvious,
Yeah.
you know, or you're trying to pick the worst, like the best of the worst in certain tastings, and this one's definitely not that.
I'm
at all.
thrilled to see what these are because they're both great.
Yeah.
Way to go, 3.
3. If the whiskey you like with the people you like is what makes whiskey the best. You know, it changes, like, depends on the day and whatever, but that's like, so like if someone likes it with Coke, if someone likes it with, you know, soda, it doesn't make a difference. It's the whiskey you enjoy with the people you like being around.
Love it.
That is awesome.
Love it.
Including SoCo.
My uncle, like I gave him a bottle of Buffalo Trace and he mixes it with cherry Pepsi and he's like, I love Buffalo Trace. And you know what? I just smile. I'm like, hey, I'm having bourbon with my uncle.
And
so.
he loves it. And
Right.
you know what I mean? Like that's the coolest
That's
thing.
all that
about whiskey.
matters.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there is such a fellowship with bourbon.
Yeah.
There really is. Like, there's a, you know, you're on a hunt. You're looking for stuff that you can't normally find.
Right.
You have websites dedicated to people hunting for these
Right.
bourbons, and it's like sharing it with people, and people knowing how hard some of them are
Right.
hard to find. It's such a magical experience you
Yeah,
have
it
with
is.
people.
It is.
You
Because
know?
people get excited. Legit. Like if you have something that someone's been looking for and you're like, hey, dude, I just got this bottle. You want to try some? And you show them it and they're like, I've been looking for that for 2 years.
Yeah.
And like you get to try it and, you know.
Absolutely. So do you want to? You've been reading it. Do you want to talk about what did not advance?
So what number is that?
That's 2.
This is 2.
That was
So
the
this
darker
is from
one.
Middle West Spirits. It's a double cask collection. It's their ported pumpernickel rye whiskey. This is a 5-year-old, so it's put in American white oak casks, then double barrel matured in French tawny port casks, proudly from the Middle West, which really caught my eye. Like what
Ohio.
makes it the Middle West? Okay.
Oh, hi. Oh.
Yeah, it's a Columbus,
Hawkeyes.
Ohio product. So it's heavy on the rye, but it also has corn, barley, and wheat. It's a pumpernickel rye.
What's
and
the
that
proof?
brings me back. It is
99.8, I want to say.
99 and a half. Because I remember somebody saying they got pumpernickel out of one of these. Was it?
It was
that
not
one?
that
We were
one.
talking about
I
it,
knew
but-
which one it was because of how dark this one is.
Got
So
it.
I did have a little bit of a bias, but I was going off of the taste. Obviously, I didn't pick it. However, I could easily have picked it because it is that good. It's
Yeah.
And this
very
is
good.
2.
That's 2.
It's 2.
That was your pick. Who else picked that?
Just her. That's how we came to the tiebreaker.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I thought.
No, I was 3. He was 3. You were 3. She was 2.
So we were
Sorry.
unanimous, I think, for the first round for
Yes.
that one.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was and that was 2. That was that one versus which one?
The whistle pick
Whistle
12.
Right.
But all of these are really good. It was like
Yes.
we can't emphasize enough the
Right.
fact that it was difficult to choose
Correct.
each one of these.
I've never seen this bottle though. So
No,
this
it's
is
brand
fun.
new. I just picked it up.
This
Yeah,
is
the-
batch number 2 right here on the bottle. It says so.
Yeah.
The availability, I think, is probably this one, that one, this one, that one. Right? Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah. Middle West does have a bunch of options and they are cheaper. This was like an $85 bottle. The other ones are typically around 40
Yeah.
and they are still really good as well, but maybe not aged for like 5 years.
The other Middle West. Seems pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
This one is very
Yeah.
good.
And then we'll get to that one. So let's go. So the winner of this episode of all fantastic ryes was the Michter's Single Barrel Straight Rye. It's not super high proof. It's only 84 proof. Didn't
Yeah.
it taste higher than that?
It did.
Well, I think we weren't necessarily tasting the proof. We're just tasting the condensed flavors.
I suppose.
You know what I mean? Like
The
so, like,
complexity of it.
and usually that condensed flavors comes with higher proof because it's less, like watered down essentially.
That's true. Yeah.
But so like Michter's, I think some of that comes from there because they force cycle their barrels, right?
That I don't know.
I thought Michter's does the heat cycling on their barrels.
I'm
No, the
pretty
only one
sure
that I
they
know
do.
that does that is Old Forester.
I heard Old Forester.
But I actually picked I said mild for this one.
Gotcha.
And that makes more sense, especially, that 84 proof. But I picked it, as like I said, for the current taste. I thought the current taste was very good.
Yeah. So
Good smell overall. But, what is the price point for this? I haven't purchased that in years, but I have it.
I would think it's not as much as you would think. I think it's like between 40 and 50.
I was gonna say.
But a
I think that's
Michter's
$50
single barrel,
bottle.
Okay.
straight rye.
Yep. And you can
Awesome.
find it anywhere. And I'm not saying it like in Four Roses single barrel.
Barrel proof.
Barrel proof.
We've been looking for that thing forever, and we cannot. 80 stores. I don't know. Like
this one, you can find pretty much anywhere. Even
It's really
almost
fun to go to a store and ask.
Yeah,
and they're like,
Michter's distillery heat cycles their warehouses.
oh
Yeah,
so like Old Forester then.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the Old Forester thing.
a quarter.
So I don't know what the
of
difference is
interwebs.
between heat cycling and what Old Forester does, because Old Forester actually has theirs in brick houses
Right.
that actually has same temperature like year round.
Yeah, so I think Old Foe actually has theirs like they move, the barrels move, right? Like on like almost a conveyor, right? No,
No
Maybe?
clue.
Yeah,
We
I don't
gotta
know
go
either.
back down
We
there.
have to go. We have to go back again.
The four of us should
Road
just go.
Oh my
on
God.
that trip.
Road trip, road trip, road trip, road trip.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to look for more Billy Goat Strut as well.
Billy.
I don't know why I just did that. So, so congratulations to Michter's Straight Rye Single Barrel. Fantastic product. It beats some very good options here.
They're all
Like,
good.
They're all very good.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining me and deciding and figuring out which of my best ryes moves forward, and I really appreciate it. And thank you for watching and viewing. Make sure you watch our next episode. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next episode.
For Billy Goat Strut. I wanna go visit the Billy Goat Strut.
When I was a young boy, a very, 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 very young boy, I thought I was a billy goat, and I started to strut.
Strut, 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 strut.
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
Let me Billy, 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 Billy. Let me Billy.
Let me Billy.
Let me Billy strut.
So now,
Billy,
dun 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 dun.
Best sound check ever.
It's me, my Billy Goat.
So the levels look like they're working.
Yeah, they think everything's good.
I think my
Yeah.
stuff's about to break.